see, that should unmute me. It did. Okay, good. So just for those of you who are watching this replay on YouTube, not catching the stream live, probably skip to about the 2-minute mark. We'll slowly gear up from there. Let's see if I can get some music going in the meantime. Nope. I think the game has music, but it's the traditional Matrix games music. I think they took a license and just they use the same music in all their games. Okay, good. Oh yes, I also need to set up. I didn't do this. Okay, so stream was going to go black for a second here, but don't worry, I'm still with you. I want to add capture window capture. This will probably work. Yes, the Adobe Acrobat book. Good. So let's transform that to be like that. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, so things are working out. Looks like everything's working out. We'll just give, like I said, a couple minutes, just a minute probably left, for people to file into the stream so they don't miss anything. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Alright, how many people? Okay, get this out of here. Stop. YouTube, I don't need to know about your new dashboard. I really don't. I don't know if it's that good looking, to be honest. Alright, 4 people watching. We'll start in 30 more seconds. 30 seconds. Count them. So I can actually post this one other place. Okay, maybe I should go over to, at some point I had, no, I don't have it anymore. Okay, doesn't matter. Alright, well let's get started then. Armored Brigade. I am very excited to bring you this from Vetica Studios, who have been working on this game for a while. Welcome Grim Harbinger. They've been working on this game for a while. In fact, there's basically 2 stages to this game's development. There's the original game, which there's, I think it's freeware copies. I actually never played it, but I have even an old beta install, or like an executable that somebody passed me on this game when it was before it was released. Before it was released, yes, but before it was acquired by Matrix Matrix Games, Slytherin Studios. I don't know. It was in the free version. So there's basically 2 stages to this Armored Brigade. There's the free version, and then there's the not free version, I guess. The version which should be much more polished. It's the upcoming release by Matrix Games and Slytherin. So, and that's what I'll be showcasing here today. This is a preview copy. I want to make this very explicitly clear that one of the factions, that huge changes we expect to be made before the game's released. And I can't remember exactly when it was. I think it was November 14th. That the game will officially go live. You can check the Matrix and Slytherin pages for this information. I think that somebody was relaying this information from their Facebook page, but I don't have the exact date in front of me because it wasn't released in my press email. They didn't know at the time, so I think they just recently decided on when their official release will be. Anyway, it's not important. One of the other things I do want to showcase, if you're a war gamer, a true war gamer like me, and have been, that's a lot of credit I'm giving myself, but if you're have the wargaming origins on tabletop versions, one thing I've always appreciated in the game is a manual, a good manual. If you look at the Gary Grigsby's games, for example, they have these like 200-page manuals. I even had the Ajod to End All Wars manual, which I always go through these front to back, cover to cover. So let's quickly swap to The manual! I'm so happy that this manual exists. I love a good manual. It's got a great... It explains how to play very well. There's also, I'll probably have to provide a link to this. Shoot, I did link in the video description to... Please tell me I linked to the video description to... the page. Yes, okay, so Matrix Games products, good. That's linked in the description, but I don't know if... I should actually link to the developer diary that they did. One or two, I forget which one it was. Which one is the one I'm thinking of? Anyways, they did a good setup your game type. Is that number 2? Developer diary number 2 actually kind of showed you how to set up your game. So anyways, I love a good manual, and this is something that I just put on my phone. I can read when I'm waiting in for the eye doctor or whatever. That just happened to be the situation for me recently. So I love this. This also speaks to me of the polish of a game. If they have a good manual, you know that they spent some time on this game, because these manuals are not simple to make, and you can tell it's a good-looking manual. It has good description. I'm not going to show everything. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to. I'm definitely not supposed to link the file, but I did get permission to at least show this because I'm a war gamer who likes reading the manual. So if you like that, then let's appreciate that aspect of Armored Brigade. But I can see the people are getting rowdy. We have CNS, wow, a bunch of numbers. And he says, come on, let's see some bullets flying. The Forgotten History podcast says, yes, there's a freeware copy. It has been released for years. That must be Von Moltke, a member of my Discord. So yes, let's get to the mission generation. If you're looking for gameplay, you probably have to go another 5 to 10 minutes in the future. Welcome, Frosty. And because the game setup itself is not trivial, which is great. I mean, you can make it trivial. You can just very easily, if you want, load a scenario. I'm not going to do this, but this, for example, they have, it's been updated. Oh, no, this is my scenario. Okay, so I could load my own scenario. Well, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll do that because I know it's a really simple scenario. But it's kind of boring. It's flat ground. There's like 2 hills that the Soviets possessed at the very beginning. So I did play this a little bit before I got on here. But anyways, this is the scenario used in Dev Diary number 2, planning the battle. So you can actually go through the Dev Diary and treat it kind of as a tutorial, play through the same scenario. That's great. But let's go through all the minute options, all the minutia of creating our own map. And I'm going to create a new map on, what do we want to do? Southeast Finland? I guess it kind of depends on what we want to play. Let's do the Fulda Gap, and I don't know where we want... I actually want to make, let's go min, I want to make a very wide but not very tall sector. I want to simulate the advance of one army, or the dynamics of having to advance into position and not immediately starting in range to attack them. Well, I mean, they might be in range, but not at least spotting them right away. Now we can just pick anywhere on this map that we want. I want something a little bit more open. This kind of looks nice. Okay, let's pick this. So it looks like main road. We have a little bit of forest here to break up. That's a good variety of terrain. Let's go ahead and choose this. Now, the U.S. Army versus the USSR. We could do this. I have only played as the U.S. Army in the 1991, I think it is. Yeah, 1991 scenario. Now notice training and morale is really high for the U.S. Army, and it's not so high for the Soviets. But the problem with this doesn't just give you an inherent bonus. Your unit's pricing scales according to this. So if you're, a fan of lots of troops, then this actually limits you. So the U.S. Army actually cannot field, and their 1991 Army, by the way, has very few options. I'm going to go to dynamic, which is going to give me as much, well, I guess I could do... Let me just choose mechanized, but then I'll unlock all the percentages. What this does is choose the method the AI is going to use in their engagements. We'll do armored. We'll go up against the Soviet armor. We'll be U.S. mechanized. Or maybe we can play as Finnish mechanized? No, I better do the British. And the Polish are going to be added. I started to say this earlier, but the game this is a preview. The game is still very much in development. And they're going to add a whole new faction, the Polish, to the game before it's released. So, I mean, obviously there's probably a lot of work that they're trying to scramble in before the November 15th release date, as somebody told me. Ulf Johnson, I haven't seen you in a long time. Ulf, welcome to the stream. Leftington joined too. Welcome all. So I'm going to do this matchup, which is the last date we can. We'll see what's available. We can choose the time of day. Mostly what this affects is the visibility. We can see right now with good weather, we have 4 kilometers visibility. At night, not so much, 600. During this daybreak, it's about half that, somewhere in the middle. But we'll start at the beginning of the day so I don't have to worry about night vision goggles or anything, which technically is going to give the Soviets more of an advantage because the US forces start out extremely well equipped. I mean, they pay the price in the budget you have to consume to create one more unit, but I mean, if we wanted to, we could probably min-max a nice scenario for the US where it's like impossible for the Soviets to win. But you can just do that because you can choose which points you want to give anybody anyway. Now I'm going to choose mechanized because I think it's the most fun. I won't be playing with too many air units. In fact, I'm not sure if I actually want to even. I might create the Soviet army myself for the first game. The reason I might do that is just because I don't know how to play the game very well. I've only played 2 map modes so far, or 2 missions. So don't expect me to be like the world's expert yet. That's why I'm trying to call this. Did I call this a first look? Yeah, preview first look. Looks like we're having a little problems with the stream. How is the quality? Von Wolka says the Leopard 2A4 does Shredder everything. Yeah, I imagine. Well, actually, I was playing with the Abrams, just the 1A1 heavy variant, one with thicker armor, and that was also doing just terrible things to the Soviets I encountered. So when I made them fight like T-72s, it was probably a little bit unfair, but they had lots of T-72s, but my armor took care of it. Anyways, let's get to the game eventually, right? At some point I have to start doing these things, making actual decisions and getting into the game. So let's do a meeting. We can choose how many objectives we want. Currently they chose an objective right next to the Russians. How nefarious. Let's create a second objective. We can do it anywhere we want. Maybe... to me it makes sense to have like an objective at both cities. So you have one here and you have one here. And it seems like it's pretty even. And that'll be... Essentially, if one person is losing the battle too much, they'll lose both objectives. But otherwise, it'll be this meet in the middle, in theory. But mostly, it's like we meet in the middle, but only after we've secured our own objectives. And you can be conservative about pushing from there. Victory points I'm not going to touch. It should be weighted based on the number of points that we bring into the battle. Dummy objective, basically this objective, its exact control location might be slightly different for both people. That's what I understand about it. I haven't actually looked at that, but that's supposedly what it is. Your player objectives or opponent objectives changes based on your like combat type, your formations. Are you infantry? Are you mechanized? Are you armored? So armor does not want to have an objective in the urban environment, although this one will be in the urban environment, and I guess this is not somehow. So basically, it just takes the objectives should be the overlap of these two. So because roads is for both, supposedly the road is the objective there. Since I don't have open, so I mean we could cycle it. I could choose open road. I can make them do urban. You know what? That's not bad. That's not bad. This is going to force action on north and south side of the map. I kind of like that, so we'll do this. Now, how many points we want, I'm going to control how many points we get, and that'll control how many points the Soviets get. But then you can also individually stack by percentage the Soviets with less or more. And I think it's okay. And this is what I wanted to say about the percentages. I think we'll just allow every amount of whatever. Essentially, this is the limit of your forces in your purchasing menu. So if I have the default, because I'm mechanized, I'm only allowed to buy 5% recon. So that would be 500. Sorry, 250. And then for infantry, I'm only allowed to spend 10% of my total combat power on infantry, so it'd be 500, etc. Even if I was mechanized, I would strongly disagree with this configuration. I think the mechanized can still have infantry, and I don't know if they have like overwhelming armor. That would make them armored, right? So I would do something like this to get the same ratio, 200. However, I just want to max my settings so we can just do whatever we want. I'm not good enough at the game yet that I really can figure out what I'm doing well. So let's not give me any more disadvantages. If I choose the... Let's take a look at what the stream says here. Stream, do you want me to auto-select the Russian units? Or should we just let them auto-do it? Because I could just let them choose whatever. They might choose airplanes and just crush me. I can try to plan for that and do AA, but... the last time I actually chose both people... I've never let the Russians, the AI, choose their own forces because I'm kind of scared of what that means. I just... in my head, I said, okay, nobody gets Air Force. Yeah, so everyone's saying let them choose. So what I'm going to do is very quickly re-choose a map. Don't worry, this is... I have an idea. I have a clever idea about what to do. Okay, this is... we chose somewhere over here. I forget where exactly. Oh, is that it? Well, we'll choose this anyway. And what I'm going to do instead, just because I'm not quite sure about the... I'll do player air superiority. So I don't know if that allows them to build air, but it should give me some kind of bonus. I could turn it off. I'll just turn it off. Let's turn neutral units to... Wow, they don't give you very many options here. Either it's medium or none. I'd prefer like a low option. Let's do medium. Could make things interesting. And all my other options should be saved, so 1991, good. And this is the same thing. We'll do 2 objectives, and we'll choose them based on... Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. We can start on the west or the east. We could even do north versus south if you choose not something wide but something tall. That's actually what the last mission scenario I did. We'll stick with the 5,000. We'll do auto, let them choose whatever they want. So they'll be stuck with the armored configuration. I'm going to choose whatever I want, basically. I'm going to let myself... I can choose mechanized, I can choose infantry. The reason why I chose this force type of mechanized is technically if you save this scenario and go back, the AI will choose the mechanized AI type. So that's the importance of choosing mechanized. Besides limiting my options, it doesn't do anything in the game. Okay, so now we're actually in the loadout. What are we going to take? We're absolutely going to take some scouts. I mean, I find that these guys are invaluable. I have to remember the terrain we're dealing with is somewhat forested. I don't know how, big the topographical changes will be, like what kind of height differences we're going to look at. But scouts are just invaluable, right? I mean, I think that you cannot shoot what you cannot see. I don't just think that. I know that. I mean, I guess you don't. You can shoot something accidentally that you don't see, but it's not very common. And I like to have... This is the one thing I didn't like about mechanized when it restricted me. I think it's unfair to say the mechanized cannot have troops on the ground. So I like to have an infantry headquarters, maybe even 2 of them. And I want to have an infantry company. So it's just valuable to me. Okay, now, the interesting thing is this is more than twice a platoon. How many is platoon? Is 3. And this is... Okay, got it. So this is not 3 times this, would be 420. So it's like a kind of a discount, it looks like, for doing the infantry company. But we have to move it all as 1 unit. Still, it's relatively cheap. I could even get 2 infantry companies and just have a very compact formation of infantry which storms the urban areas. I'm tempted to do that, but let's see what other points we might want to spend. Now, knowing that the AI could take... Oh, no, we turned off air. Okay, so that's fine. So knowing that the AI can't take air, we won't choose any kind of AA. I hope the AI is also smart enough to think about that. So it wouldn't be American fun if we didn't get some kind of Abrams in the action, right? We're not going to choose an HQ because I think that it's a waste to make your HQ a tank unit. But let's humor ourselves here with some of the detailed statistics you can look at. So down here, unfortunately, I can't click this and keep this up while I do stuff with my mouse. But we can see that this thing has 6.7 centimeters of armor against, well, that's the effect of armor, I should say, against kinetic. And basically 100 centimeters of armor effectively against chemical things. And I think chemical is like when you have this explosive charge type stuff, like RPGs or whatever. So it's very resilient to those kind of RPGs. Not as resilient against kinetic energy, but honestly, a lot of the BMPs, the mechanized... Oh, I guess we're up against armor, so frankly, we might face stuff which is hitting us with kinetic weapons, which sounds exciting. I think that's very exciting. So why? Well, this is 4,000 points. It's basically going to make our entire army if we choose a tank platoon. I mean, tank company. We probably are going to have to go, therefore, with a tank platoon. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, then another 6. So this is 12. My God. That has a lot of tanks. It's 3. Well, so a company is 3 platoons. There we go. So the company is 12 tanks, platoon is 4. I really like this tank. I have to say it performed exceptionally well in my one demo mission. Let's see what's the difference between... This is 6.7 and 10. 67 and 100. What is the M1 IP? It is 45 and 70. So much lower. It has a 105 millimeter gun versus the 120 millimeter. The regular M1A1 is 120 as well. Slightly less armor. And these are the options we have available. We'll probably end up doing this because this is going to be a hell of a tank battle. So I think what we can do is just grab a tank company. Okay, it's insane. We have like no points left, right? And people are probably like, what the heck are you doing? Well, Von Molka says the chemical is heat rounds. Yes, thank you. That's good. Good to know. So that's actually good because, no, I think the Russian main battle tanks are going to use kinetic. Heat rounds should be mostly like ATGMs, right? The captain has joined, thank you, and he says, to be fair, only infantry really uses chemical weapons. A tank is going to want KE resistance. A tank is going to want kinetic resistance against tanks. Now, I really, really love the Bradleys. We cannot, unfortunately, field them because of my greedy decision to get a whole tank company, not just platoon, but I don't think we're going to regret that decision. I feel pretty confident that having that thing is going to be a godsend. It's going to end up... We're basically just putting all our eggs in one basket. I'm excited about that. I think it'll work. And we're going to hopefully defeat the enemy with superior scouting. Put our tanks in a defensive position where they can hit the enemy armor, and then let the scouts do their job. That's the goal. So we do need to support the scouts, which means that what do we need to do? This is interesting. Okay, so we have some choices for some other AT things here. We have the TOW-2 and the TOW-2A. I think this is the TOW-2A, and for some reason there's no difference in cost. Maybe there's no difference in stats between the TOW-2 and the TOW-2A in this game. I have no idea, by the way, what the difference would be in real life. Anyway, an ITO would be interesting. ITO is inferior, as far as I remember, right? The TOW-2 is better than the ITO. I don't know. Law is not good. M47 is the Dragon. Yeah, it's better than the Law, but otherwise I don't think it's very accurate. So here's the TOW-2 ATGM team. Yeah, it's more than the ITO team because I'm sure that the ITO is the slightly inferior version. Yeah, but for some reason, 323 versus 323, I think we should take a pair of TOW-2A teams, keep them in the back. If we're coming up against Russian armor, it seems to just make sense for me. Although, how much worse really is this? I don't know. FWS Kungen says, won't ITO be TOW-1? I don't know if ITO is TOW-1. I'm not sure if there was a TOW and then an ITO. Maybe. I just know that ITO is inferior to TOW-2. Now, I don't know how much infantry we'll be facing. Probably not a lot since we are going up against armor. So knowing we're going up against armor, let's go ahead and get one of these teams, which is going to mean the end. Okay, no, we can't do that. All right, so let's see. We have 3 scouts. We have we have 2 infantry HQs and an infantry company. We could get another infantry company. Now, the infantry themselves do have some AT capabilities. Okay, and their AT capabilities are M72 laws, which are unfortunately pretty abysmal. Very low effective range, I would guess 300 meters. So not... Oh, they do the M47s, right. They do have some Dragon ATGMs, only 2 shots per. That's not... I mean, basically, I think the one company we've already gotten is going to be sufficient to deal with infantry, and I think it'll also be sufficient in terms of infantry AT, so we probably should be something a little more focused. Let's see what the chat says. Crap laws, but better than nothing, yeah. Sean Briley asks, is there a difference in speed with non-mech infantry and mechanized infantry? Well, certainly the mechanized infantry starts loaded in the APCs, or the M113s in this case, or the Bradleys. So they have a huge speed advantage mounted. Unmounted, or dismounted, I should say, no difference. Basically, it's just is there a difference between them? I guess they have 1 extra ATGM Dragon ammo. They have 2 less M72 laws, if I'm reading this correctly. I think it was 6 and 2 previously, and now it's 4 and 3. I mean, to our benefit, I mean, an extra Dragon is probably worth losing 2 laws. If you get close enough to use a law, it's just like fire and then either hit or die, because you give your position away, and I'm sure that at that kind of range, it's good night if you didn't kill them. But the mechanized infantry platoon here actually has a lot of M47s, which maybe this is the nice middle ground. Now, the 5-point difference between the two is just the difference in the APCs. It's just, as far as I can tell, a difference in speed. The armor is 22 versus 22. The speed is 64 versus 56. It's not even a huge difference. Just 8 kilometers per hour more. 7/8 speed. 7 versus 8 speed. Basically, if we scale it down to the least common denominator type thing. Let's look. What else do we want? I don't think... Okay, this has a man pad, but we have no aircraft. We'll just say that this is like a no-fly zone. It's a little bit too late in 1991 to have weather really impacting whether aircraft can fly. I mean, it certainly would be impacting other things, like our accuracy, our visibility, and all that. But let's just say for some reason that both air forces are otherwise engaged. Or there's heavy AA right outside the AO, the area of operation that we're doing this battle in, so that both sides are not flying. We can even think that this might be a battle over some critical AAA area. All right, so we control this, or we push them out and we get control of the skies. So the option is either this infantry company or the mechanized infantry platoon. All right, let's see what the chat has to say. Yes, okay, so Von Moltke, the Forgotten History podcast, their equivalent, says that he Googled ITO is mildly upgraded version of TOW. TOW 2 is completely new weapon. Yes, good. Left says, I often had good results with dragons in Wargame, while the law was useless except at point-blank range. I mean, I'm not ex-military, but from Arma 3, which is supposed to simulate these things pretty well, using the RHS mod stuff, the law is really difficult. It's not extremely powerful. I haven't used a dragon in that, but I know that the law is pretty pathetic, and almost anything else you can get it's potent. So let's go ahead and grab this mechanized infantry platoon. It's going to put us at 40 points. Okay, well, if we can min-max 52, 38 points, we need... Maybe we will get the other mechanized one. Still not enough? Oh, it's still not enough. So we'll probably have to just eat the 40-point difference. We could get a law section. No, can't. I think I really want those 3 dismounted scout sections. I'm pretty happy with our choices, by the way. But yeah, now we're not going to bring in any artillery. That's good. I don't know how to use artillery yet. I mean, you have to set up these predefined zones. It's kind of like Gravity Tactics. Oh, I forgot my drink of water. I might have to go and get a drink. But I'm okay with this. I think that having 3 scouts is going to be important. I just need to make sure I get them not to fire at stuff, which is a problem I had in my last game, that my scouts were engaging stuff and then just getting destroyed. So we fight with a lot of very high training, which is mostly impacting like accuracy, and morale is what you'd expect, your ability to overcome or to deal with suppression, sometimes routing. We'll be at a big advantage, but I suspect we are going to have a huge deficit in terms of raw numbers. So I like to do everything except for player character, not that one. Round length, don't be confused. If it's disabled, this is just real-time strategy. Pausable real-time strategy. Round length is probably what is expected from play-by-email type games. It's unpausable in the middle of a round, and you get to decide what the round length is. So it's just a multiplayer element as far as I can tell. So this is what I did last time, save the engagement. We can save this as stream first look. So just in case I want to play this later, or we can go back and revisit things, who knows. I'll save that. And let's go ahead and play. Guilherme Pedrini, also I think pretty much we would know him as Folk. Couldn't remember the Discord name. He asked, is there mechanized infantry in Brads? And I assume he means Bradleys. The answer is yes. So I'm going to leave you here for just 30 seconds. Let me go grab a drink. I'll be right back. Mission accomplished. Drink acquired. Squeezy asks, anyone here play the Super Old RTS, A Bridge Too Far? Yes, that's the original. Wait, I played that, but was that something separate than the combat missions? Or no, not combat missions. Was that Close Combat? Was that one of the Close Combat games? I don't know. Anyway, so let's see what we have going on the map. I need to make sure my stream is still working. It is. Good. All right, so this is the layout. Let's take a look at the topology. We can do that from the isometric view. So this is the south, west, north, east. I'll tell you when I'm spinning the map, but here's your compass. So just sometimes you spin it. This is always funny to me. Is spinning the terrain or your view? It spins your view. So if I do this, we'll be looking from this corner instead. It does a little rotation on the compass. So you can see now we're looking from the Soviet side on looking our forces. I like to exaggerate the topology as much as possible. Let's also zoom in. And we can kind of see what we're dealing with here. In fact, I'm going to rotate back. Okay, so let's look at it from our side. Looks like there's a big hill. This would be a critical objective. Also going to break line of sight. They have 2 paths forward, obviously on either side of the hill. Line of trees here may block line of sight. We're going to start with decent cover just because we'll be in the city. They are going to have to, I think that their armor is going to favor the open. It's, not as much of a stretch to think about why they would do that. And I can't exaggerate the topology anymore. The fact that I exaggerated it means that I think this is mostly a flat map. This is the topology here, so we can see that this forest in the middle is this big bump here. They have a pretty tall hills in the northeast, which may come into play, but thankfully it's kind of if they put some units here, they probably can fire over the entire thing. Now, what we can do is go back to map and start looking at line of sight. This reminds me a lot of combat missions and Gravity Tactics. It's a grid-based game. It's not Hex or what is the heck? it's grid. I mean, it's a square format. So we can just click anywhere and figure out what is the view in this exact square. Probably the most important thing is to look at what visibility your units have. So if we were to leave our cavalry scout team here, they would have pretty good vision of the map. This is the unfortunate thing, that this hill is just going to give them like ungodly vision. They just put a scout here, and actually, I wonder why they don't have good visibility here. Is that because, I think there might be, if we go back to ISO, is there like a little bump here or something? I think that there's a small hill here, which is hard to see. I can't really tell, but it's somehow breaking line of sight. So, well, we just have to believe them, right? I can't tell where the line of sight break. It comes right here. So they can't see beyond this. I don't know why. We need to figure out where to put our scouts. I should talk about the deployment zones themselves. These are my normal infantry, armor, whatever, my normal unit deployment zone. And this is the forward area. It's broken into just, 4 quarters. The first and last quarter are the main army deployment, but the middle zone, the no man's zone, you can think of, your scouts can go in. Any recon units are allowed in this no man's zone beforehand. You can think of them as having been there, maybe scouting. They crept in overnight, they dug in, whatever. They got to their positions unbeknownst to the enemy, or without alerting the enemy, because they are recon, and that's their job. Okay. So we have a lot of interesting comments in the chat. I guess it's cool that YouTube now allows you to see the stream chat, even on the replay. All right, so if I were to get somebody on this side, are they going to have any visibility worth mentioning? And by that, I mean along this main road. That's what I want to control, is the main road. It looks like it's just going to be abysmal. Just abysmal. Oh, okay, but now we see something. Okay, well, winner, winner, chicken dinner. This is definitely going to be one spot. Unfortunately, we're going to need to support somehow this poor recon, this poor fool, whatever poor fool recon gets elected here. We have C. Okay, so C company, sorry, or C platoon, whatever you are. You're going here. And let's choose your formation to be echelon. Let's see, I need it to be left. Nope, I need echelon right. I had one job. There it is. Okay, so we're going to hide them both in the forest. Their visibility, though, should be fantastic. So let's look at line of sight of this guy. It's wonderful. What's the line of sight on this guy? He's going to control a little bit of this as well, so I really like that. Hopefully that unit survives. If they don't, I honestly have to push some other unit. The visibility of this is just going to be critical for spotting. Critical, just critical. All right, so let's look at our next options. I mean, if it wasn't so poor, it's a field versus field. So it's just two different fields. Height, 80-80. Concealment is 10. 0 cover. What does this forest look like? Let's compare. Its cover is 60. Pretty good. Concealment is 60. Okay, so we really need to use, well, the forest, obviously. And they have a huge advantage here. They have a forest. Unfortunately, if they are right here when the game starts, I don't know how we're going to combat that. To me, it makes the most sense not to move my infantry along the middle of the map. That seems to be where the tank should go. We'll probably put them in a V formation, wedge. Just move them slowly forward. I'm thinking out loud here, but what we do have the advantage of is mechanized, which can quickly get to this tree line. I think what we'll do is deploy our mechanized in the north, push them to this, if we can somehow get them across. Now they're going to take contact. There's no way on such an open map, I guess visibility, it really dies right here. So until they push beyond that mark. Okay, there's hope. But there's a little bit of visibility here. Okay, so if they start in this location, we're going to have some problems. There's too much going on in the chat. As the captain says, in before they get rushed by tanks and routed. I assume he's referring to my brave scout, cavalry, recon, whatever. Yeah, we do have 2 other units we needed to place still. So how do we want to do this? Let's take a look at visibility way back in the far area. I mean, the areas where we actually would have better... I mean, this is fantastic. I think we put one here. This is like our reserve. Anything which comes... This is perfect. Oh, yes, absolutely. One is going in here. Just has to happen. What we can do is maybe tighten their spacing. Can we tighten it even more? No. So this is a road. We'll have 0 cover and anything else. I think we move them... I like to keep them in formation if I can. Let's take a look at the line of sight for those guys now. So if you want very quick action, unfortunately this is probably not your game, or it could be your game, but I'm not your streamer. So we'll be taking a nice slow look at the battle. Hell, this is war, right? We need to set up correctly, otherwise we could lose forces just to pure stupidity. Just putting units just where they don't belong. I might also do echelon right with these guys, because I'm starting to, I don't know. I could also do something like line. Let's take a look at the visibility one more time. Keep checking it slowly. No, that's pretty terrible. We want them like this, if anything. Okay, so we're going to keep it as is. War never changes, especially when it's Tortuga playing. Yes, exactly. I don't... you can't hurry me. That's the whole reason I have this nickname, Tortuga. I play very slow. Slow, methodical. Unfortunately, it doesn't always net me a benefit, but it would surely be a lot worse if I didn't play this slow. Alright, so we have our HQ infantry. We're going to keep that one in the north. And we have another one. We're going to keep them in the south. Pretty obvious. Well... that's going to be some good protection. Now, the tanks probably start in the south. What I want to do is keep most of the tanks together. So let's tighten their formation. That seems like a bad idea. But this also seems kind of crazy. I really wish what I could do is, having bought the full company, I wish I could break them into individual sub formations, not individuals. I know you can detach any individual. So they should be all reattached. But like I can detach this guy, move him separately, then just this one, the formation fills in, and then I can reattach him. He's back. When I move this formation, hey, they're all back in there. Great. The problem is I would like to do 3, technically I would like to do 3. I'd like all 3 platoons of this, but it only gives me the option to control this at the company level or individually. There's no middle ground there. It would be kind of nice if you had the full order of battle, like command ops. Command ops gives you options to either do commands from the headquarters, which means all subordinates will automatically deploy in a manner the headquarters sees best, or you can take control of individual, command ops is at a much higher level than this game, but you can take control of, maybe if it was this game you could take control of individual platoons, but the main company, any platoon you didn't take control of would still be operating under the company. So I'd kind of like to do that. I think what we're going to end up doing is probably just putting a couple tanks in the north. So we're going to put our mechanized in the north. It's not true mechanized, mind you. It's really motorized. This is just M113s. They are very easy to kill. So where does the infantry go? Right now I'm going to put them in the back because I don't have any idea. It makes sense to keep them here. We probably don't want our armor advancing too far forward at first. This is going to be tough. Oh! Trees! Well, what do you know? Can we do this? What kind of line of sight does it offer? Yeah, that's not going to work. Not at all. That's just terrible. I really want them to just run forward into the forest. I can give them this order. I can just tell them to run into the trees. I still doubt they make it. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. If we could get there, it would be fantastic for our spotting. We'd have very good overlap from the 3. I mean, we'd have this perfect cone of recon. perfect triangle. If we end up losing horribly, these guys, even the bottom guys, get overrun. But then these guys, they spot and support for the rest of the units. And if these guys are overrun, that means the units are far enough forward that these guys are spotting everything they need to spot. Yeah, so looking forward to see, Leth says, looking forward to see how long, not very, he keeps those Gavins alive. Gavins. I don't know what the Gavins are. What is the Gavins referring to? Please help me in my naivety. I don't know. They're like the school of thought has got to be infantry front and center and aggressively pushing. So we're going to do that. Let's set their formation to free. I don't want them in formation. I want them to move as they will. Like, wherever they deem it appropriate to move, that's where you move. Gavins are the M113s. Thank you. Yeah, those are probably going to die very quickly. But let me set this order, which we can do, which is to, standard operating procedure, which is to unload on contact. Since these are not going to survive very long, we're going to try to make sure at least they deploy their forces quickly. Now, I don't think a formation of column makes sense here. Let's do a, column is what I want, but I want very, very tight spacing because we're just making a run for it. I don't want line, I want column. Okay, so that's that. They're just going to make a run for it. You know what? We can make a speedy run for this set of trees. So let me actually choose formation free. That means that they can do whatever they want, but I put them in a starting formation. So that's nice. In fact, like this unit down here, I think he didn't move forward because we're like that. I can do this, then I can do orders reattach, and he's back, but since the formation is free, he'll keep the new position. We'll probably advance these guys to this hill. I'm actually thinking that the best thing for these guys would be a V, but I'd want it to be a very, very shallow wedge, but I would want it to be a very shallow wedge. Like, was spacing? That's not what I want. I really want it to be exaggerated, more open. I want it to be a very shallow wedge. And because this is 45 and the next best option is 90, I think the line formation is actually going to work the best for us. So let's go ahead and increase spacing and move them back to a line. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could just kind of custom define my formation. Yeah, we're not going to push it though. And then we'll again set them back to free, so they can just, whatever they need to do, they'll do. All right, so what I'll probably end up doing is finding some good line of sight over here, some place where we can park a couple of our, not there. Okay, so tank is going to park here for sure. And what about here? Yeah, we're going to park 2 tanks up here just for support, maybe even 3? Yeah, we'll park 3 tanks. We're going to take out 3 of our tanks. 3 are going to split off. Let's split off 11. 10. And 9. Okay, so you guys are now formation. You'll probably form echelon left. Didn't work. I did echelon line. I don't even know what that formation is. Does that mean double line? But no, do echelon left, and that's going to be the formation we go with. I kind of want it to be a little bit tighter. Okay, let's do free, and I'll just manually manipulate them. It's kind of what I wanted, but do it this way. Let's get them off the road so that they're a little bit less visible, at least to start. Okay, now let's reattach all of them. Where's reattach? Good. Oh, good. It's information. Perfect. This guy's on the road. Don't make me so mad. Perfect. It's perfect. Reattach. It's not that bad. I mean, the interface is pretty responsive. I mean, it didn't take me very much time at all to manipulate the units the way I wanted them. All right, so we have the 3 units here, which are going to go one here. One is going to go... Where are you going? This one's going to go there. Maybe this guy goes... This guy goes here. This guy goes here, and this guy goes... Cannot move. It says red. Is that visibility? I think it's visibility. Very cool. So we actually have line of sight built into the cursor, which is very cool. I did not notice that before, that the green means visibility and the little reds means not visible. I mean, on my actual mouse cursor. Didn't see that. Okay, so... let's see, I'm trying to catch up on chat real fast. Formation V like the Mighty Ducks. That's right, Lightning. In Advanced Tactics Gold, his infantry fulfill a similar role to trees. Another great game by Matrix and Slytherin and everyone. So, I don't know. Are there any comments about this starting deployment? Because I think this is what I'm going to go ahead and lock in. We can give starting orders. Seems like it'd be a good idea to do. Let's just very quickly try to move into the forest. Like, God help you. Hopefully you survive. But probably not. Now, your SOP is to unload on contact. Yes. But you should be able to make it, I hope, to here. So we're just going to have you advance fast all the way forward as quickly as you can. And then I'm going to reevaluate from there. I can give another order, which is, for example, advance. I'm going to hold control when I actually click this, which means I'm given an opportunity. By the way, I'd want to switch formation at this point too. I'm given an opportunity to enact this or not. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. You can see it's red versus the normal green, which would be just exactly the line. So it's purple, purple, green should be green. What I can do is activate this command later at no additional command point cost. One of the cool things that this game does model, the same that Command Ops does, is command delay. I'm, some godlike unit, especially in most strategy games, you can just instantly give orders and somehow they receive them. Now, this actually takes into account the command delay. Your unit, your general says, okay, we want this order. Those orders have to be relayed to those units. And it's not just it goes to the commander then has to form all the units so that they don't just start moving. Oh, he doesn't go to one at a time, He commands, okay, I need to relay this to all these guys. When they respond back that they understand. So it's not just an instant process. It's one thing that's, I would say, very often overlooked. Let's take a look at our line of sight on these guys. That's, wow, really terrible. I might want one tank somewhere over here. Oh my gosh, that's just... What about right here? Yeah, okay, so we're going to take off another tank. One more. It's probably a really good idea to do this too. Turn off line of sight. Let's grab number 8. You've been requisitioned for duty over here. I think this was the one I wanted. Yeah, that looks good to me. Really good. So our tanks are going to be able to advance. I don't want them advancing. That's kind of like not what I want them to do. I don't want them to advance close. They're much better from a distance. Which means we're going to have to spend a little more time in line of sight. And probably what we do... Okay, I can see what's going to go on here. We're just going to put them in a line, I guess. I wanted to advance them, but I can see that it's just going to be kind of useless to do that. So we're going to go back and form a line. And we're going to tighten that formation after all. Okay, something like this. Now let's take a look at line of sight. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, already bad. Now, move up. Second, I need to shut this. Okay, let's move these guys up a little bit. I don't know what the hotkey is for line of sight, or if it has one. I would like one. Okay, so let's do this. Now let's take a look at line of sight. lots of firepower. And we're still somewhat restricted. Oh, wow. So that's the winner right there. I mean, this is perfect. We have very good... can we move one more south? Yeah, so this is exactly the limit of where we can see well. We could, I guess, move down a sliver. Move everyone down by... Shade them just one half thing down, and I will do that. Let's look and see what everyone's line of sight is now. Yeah, this is perfect. This is what I want. This looks good. Okay, so we're going to control the battlefield very well with those tanks, I think. That is my daughter knocking. 2-year-old doesn't understand that you can't just... Let me greet her. One moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so I think we're ready to deploy. We just don't need to give many orders because we've given the orders to the 2 that we need to. And I suppose what we'll have is just a slow advancing of the entire infantry company across the front. I'm going to have these guys go and scout. This is advance cautiously to contact. Actually, I don't want that to happen. I want them to advance to contact, probably. Don't want them to advance cautiously. I just want them to stop when they take contact, though. And then we're just going to have them move through the field slowly. They are our scouting unit beyond our scouts. I'm just hoping that if we have any surviving mechanized or the tanks themselves, if we have surviving scouts, can take out the infantry otherwise. Okay, great. Here we go. Let's see if there's any comments about this chat. Operation Downfall. This sounds horrid. Horrifying thought. Oh, okay, that's in reference to something else. Okay. Form a line. Left is making fun of my Napoleonic, let them just act as bullet sponge type strategy. I am confident in my success. I'm not leaving anybody at the objective, by the way, so I just hope that... I mean, I guess we have a few tanks there. Oh, yeah, of course, I forgot to give orders to these tanks. So, what was the line of sight? Okay, so that is the good position. It's quite good, yes. Is it better or worse? I think that's just where it's going to have to be. So we move there, and we move there, and then one over here. Okay, good. So those are the 3 positions I want. Okay, so move, just move fast, or advance. I guess we'll just do an advanced order for you. Okay. Then do an advanced order for you. That's good. And then do an advanced order for you. And you are going to move here, I think it was. Does this have the line of sight I want? Yeah, it's pretty good. And it's in cover, so we'll have a few tanks that are in cover. We'll see if it lets me just park them in the trees. I'm not sure. It says here, vehicle trafficability 20%. I don't know what that means. I know that if you go through enough rough terrain with your vehicles, they can stop or break down or whatever, but I hope that's not what's going to happen there. You know what? I honestly would like to maybe save a few... Like, this unit here has the ATGMs. I'm going to take them off. I'm going to have this one deploy... Let's look at the line of sight in various buildings where we can deploy them. Not bad. Oh, how about this one? Okay, that's the winner right there. So we're just preserving 1 infantry, which will just move here. Advance to there. Actually, I could probably have them move fast. So let's just have them move fast. So let's cancel all waypoints and then go fast here. Okay, good. My formation is probably thrown off by a little bit. Oh, my headquarters units. Okay, that's another interesting thing. We can see the combat radius here. I want these guys to advance quickly to here. Maybe even this building. This is building, right? Yeah. So that's great. They'll be a little bit closer to this unit. I think that'll be helpful. We'll do the same thing with this one. Advance fast to the bottom right of this building. And honestly, this is like a great place for another HEGM if there's any good line of sight. And there really is. Oh my goodness, there really is. So let's go ahead and take off the other. You are now operating separate. Move fast to here. I'm pretty happy with these orders. So we'll see how it goes though. Alright, let's advance. We're actually starting. How long did it take me? Like 30 minutes? You know, it wouldn't be a Tortuga video without plenty of time spent in all the little details. I'll probably get a lot faster at this. You know, this is my third mission ever in this game, so let's go ahead and start and see what happens. Ta-da! Okay, so we instantly have some eyes on some stuff. Recon, tanks. Oh god, I forgot to give hold. Soft, effective, and hold. Let's just move this guy into the building here. He'll detach him. And then you guys are both... Can I change both your SOPs at the same time? That'd be great. Don't attack hard targets because you don't have anything to attack a hard target with. They do sometimes, they do. But great. Now this order's going to take 30 seconds to come in. If we don't kill this BMP immediately, these guys are done for. Okay, who's engaging? Who has line of sight? Oh, good. Oh, I don't think this BMP is going to be around very long. Alright, I think this is a good start. Got some infantry. Alright, I think we're going to be okay. Let's see how it plays out. Look. Oh, I would not want to be these guys. Okay, that's good. Oh my god, they're reacquiring. Oh god. Oh no, ATGM. Oh wow, so if you kill the unit, it disrupted the HEG. Oh, what's this? What is this? Taking fire. Oh no. What kind of damage is done? Suppressed, but still pretty good. Where are we being taken fire from? Ah, tracked vehicle. Ah, that's pretty cool. Even they're like, in the bottom left, they're a little like unidentified icon. It's pretty nice. Okay, so get into the forest very quickly is still my, I hope. Did I not give you guys an order to advance? Did it not work? Advance to contact. Go. And your SOP, by the way, should be hard targets only in effective range, please. I'll let you choose soft targets by yourself, but everything else, unload on contact is what I was going to do up here. I'm not going to do unload on contact unless I already chose it. I didn't. I'm not going to do it yet. I want them to at least get to this forest line before we start unloading. So, I don't know what all these circular radii are. Is it radar or is it possible HQs? I don't know. Alright, we're moving. We're moving. Oh, we're engaging. We don't know what it is, but we're engaging. Nice. Go ahead and stop. Oh, I didn't tell. His order is not to... It's to fast move, I think. Well, he'll be in a lot better shape when he gets into the forest, so I'm still okay with that. Ah, these guys are going to make it. It's a miracle. And what's their line of sight look like? It's going to be good. It's going to be good spotting. Oh, we're engaging. Ah, destroyed him. And this was just an enemy tracked vehicle. We don't actually know what it was. Well, let it eat up, boys. Eat up, tanks. Unknown. Lightning says So I'm seeing what appears to be a turtle tactic. Well, the tanks are not going to move forward until the infantry does. But I think that's only natural. Now, I think that they're not moving because they advanced to contact and there's contact in front of them. So we're just going to give them an advance order. You know what? No waiting around, boys. Get in the field. Out you go. Now these guys made it, so let's go ahead and... Sorry. I don't know how to actually enable this order. Control click it? No? I don't want to... Enable. Go. Move. How do I... Okay, I need to pause. Somebody please tell me, how do I get this order to be executed? Let's delete the last one. Delete the last one before that even. I want this order. Can I control click you? Can I? Ah. Okay, good. I control click the little green icon. They're going to move. And you're hopefully going to do this very quickly. What are you doing? Get into the forest. No, not just... If this is fast. Fast mode. Go. Quickly. Get in there. I'll have you go here. Okay, so it's going to take them 51 seconds to realize that they need to get to cover. That's horrifying, but okay, fine, fair enough. If we can get our infantry into this northern forest, I'm just extremely happy about the state of affairs. In fact, this scout, which I don't know what this bottom right icon means. I really don't know. But hey, I mean, the most important thing for us was to make sure we're scouting well. What are you? Oh, God, what are you doing? Break formation. Fast to here. You, fast to here. Good. Thank you. Please. Let's be a little reasonable about this, shall we? All right, so they are now moving out of the town, but we are tracking them with our Abrams. They do have AT. That's not good. But assuming that we just have the first shot on them, and we will scout them, we should be okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and offload. Oh, God. Okay, please unload. Unload. I forgot to set this. Unload all. Unload, unload, unload. Please unload. I don't know how to tell them to unload, but I really want them to unload. Okay, yeah, one's down. Now get into the forest fast. Have you unloaded already? If you have, by the way, you're just gonna make a run for it. You're my decoy. This may not have been the best plan. Fast to there. Have you guys unloaded, by the way? So let's just delete all waypoints. Your only mission objective is to unload. Immediately. You go. Get out of here. What are you doing? We're going to take some casualties, apparently. But that's okay. Oh, that's your idea of cover, huh? Well, I tentatively disagree. Please move. Maybe it's because I gave the order to... I don't know. I can't tell. But alright, let's look at the action here. We have stuff going on. APC destroyed, APC destroyed. So our tanks are still doing God's work. And these guys are smart enough not to shoot and reveal their position, which is good. We have a scout team in great position on the side. That's going to be fantastic. We actually can see behind this forest, which is nice. It's not going to help. Really, I really hope you... I don't know what's going on here, but I think that they've unloaded already. I can't exactly tell. So if you are worth your salt, you will fast move over here. Yeah, so these guys are just going to eat bullets and die. So the M113s, as Leth was correctly predicting, did not survive very long, but they got us pretty far. Alright, we are engaging... Yeah, this is hell up here. These guys Nobody will ever speak of this event ever again. Nobody needs to know that my infantry was just absolutely blown to pieces. They need covering fire. What they need is smoke, so I'm going to tell everyone here to deploy smoke. Yeah, but we're just going to lose some units. We have one lucky APC who's just advanced, who's just living. He's living, and we're still destroying units. T-55, T-62, just look at the carnage. There's so much carnage. Oh my gosh. Oh, so he did fire and hit my unit, which is still looks to be operational. When you actually fire, it does show you the damage. So, like, we have a hit, taking fire, but there was no apparent damage. These guys are angling themselves. So, no damage. Front hull, 0-degree angle. We're just taking them out, mowing them down as they get down the field. This is perfect. As the captain says, never speak of what event? That time all your infantry was turned to fine dust by Soviet tanks. Well, it wasn't all my infantry. It was just some infantry that nobody even knows about. They were probably Canadian for all we know. If anybody asks about from their families, we're just going to report that their ship on the way to the AO was sunk by some horrible war crime that we'll use for, political influence. Oh my God, I don't know what they're doing, but the good news is the scouts made it safely into the area, and with any luck, they're not going to be firing at anyone. Okay, so far I actually have the victory points enabled. This is just a slaughter, a wholesale slaughter. Heil Hooter says, I feel like it would have been smarter to leave the M113s as reserve troops or for a counterattack. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to... first of all, I'd say, in hindsight, I think... I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure I agree. Things are not going well here, but if they had stuff parked in this forest that we needed to dislodge, the M113s would have been getting this work done. This would have been doing the correct thing. Advance forward is just get out of this area as fast as possible. As fast as you can, just go, basically. Yeah, so we're taking a lot of casualties, but if you look at the whole, on the scheme of things, we're still winning this fight. While their infantry and their battle tanks, their MBTs, are busy attacking what they can see, my units, we're scouting them, and my main battle tanks are just blowing them to pieces. Let's think about this from a not very humane point, but from a points standpoint. The number of points I invested into this was what, like 300? My main battle tanks was what, like 3,000? None of my main battle tanks are being engaged because they don't have scouting. They're not close enough to be able to scout me and shoot me. What they can scout is this 300 point. It's like a diversion. And if they had parked a heavy force in this forest, we would have been very thankful for the presence of the infantry here. The reason why this infantry is getting hammered so hard is because most of their forces are coming out of this town, the other objective, and that's just like the perfect... The only visibility in this area is from this southern area. Okay, or the very rear. It's actually pretty good visibility. What I said is not exactly true, but if they get into the forest, they'll be fine. And look, I mean, we're still destroying all these units. The moment they show anything, we just immediately hit them. And and there we go. Total victory. So yes, we did lose 13 troops, and we lost 3 vehicles. I guess these are all the M113s. But let's take a look at something here. Can it say? I wanted to see which vehicles these are exactly. So, 13 troops. This is actually individual men, I think. I don't know what this... I think it's actual individual men. 16 vehicles would be... We had 11 MBTs. And 4, I think, M113s. It's not adding up. I don't know exactly. Yeah, somebody said view the replay. We absolutely will. Oh, there were 2 neutrals, which... I forgot we even had neutrals. But apparently we didn't kill them. So this was just total obliteration, total annihilation. Probably I don't know. It's we had a very favorable scouting positions, and you can just see if you just scout with your scouts. If everyone does their role, it's a very role-based military system, right? If the scouts scout and the tanks tank, you're going to be fine. And the tanks absorbed a lot of fire because they were in good cover positions. These ones, there's so many tanks in this row. Like the moment anybody emerged, we defeated them before their guided missiles could even hit us. So it's a very good covering system. They actually had 6 mortars, which were probably obliterating us as well. But let's view the replay. Okay, so let's pause. I want to move much slower than this. Go backwards. Okay, can I play at like very low speed? Okay, we move forward. I can look at the other order of battle. Oh yeah, okay, so this is the results. 4 of our 8, okay, so yeah, we can see what was destroyed here. 1 infantry group, 3 tanks. No, order of battle. But none of our tanks were destroyed. I don't even know if any of them were... Look at these kills. 6, 2, 4, 3, 4, 1, 7, 3, 6, 7, 7. It's horror. And these were the ones we parked specifically away from the ones in the formation. You can see that they were doing the most work. Which one are you? Is this 8? Okay, yeah, 8 did not do anything. But that's okay. We'll give them a pass because everyone else was doing a lot of work. Lethington says the tank-mounted ATGMs the Soviets use tend to be somewhat inaccurate. The range of the ATGMs is just incredible was the previous comment to that, so that's a follow-up. Anyways, I know that there's a way in this replay to view all of the Soviet forces because there's a button that says show... Maybe it's not done yet, so we have to take that into consideration. So, we started the battlefield and like immediately we killed their scouting units. This was probably the point at which things already were lost for the Soviets. That's what I speculate. We don't have line of sight on these units. We can't see. I mean, I guess we can go back into the scenario. Let's do that. And we can kind of see, like, where were they, right? So the scouting that they had from here was on all of our tanks. Scouting here. Some of our tanks. But this was also... What was this? Oh, this was a tank. Can I see what you were? Obscurance 60. Yeah, so that's actually cool. They model the empty shell of the tank being part of a roadblock or part of a cover. But anyways, they're like somewhere around here or so, and all their forward scouting units were destroyed. Now, I guess that they were also in the town, and they just didn't have very much visibility from here. See, it's pretty limited. I probably would have parked a force here. If they had been smart, they probably should have moved up with ATGMs. They would have faced a lot of counterfire, though. I mean, maybe infantry could have got away with it, but... Yeah, it's so hard to think how they would have... Once they lost their initial scouting forces, I feel like, you know... Tanks are not hard to spot in the open field like this. But... Yeah, I don't know. What we could do is we could run the same map back. We could try it from their side. See how much more difficult it would be. Yeah, let's see what let's see what the chat has to say. They're talking about don't need guidance to fly in a straight line. No, these ones I believe are guided wire, so losing guidance would probably cause very bad things. I think they are wire guided, so when the person controlling it dies, they go random, I guess. Yeah, the abstraction I think is I don't know, in real life they still can hit the ground, detonate, whatever, but the abstraction I guess is that they just disappear. They're deleted from the combat map once they go active. So I mean, I would have liked to fight this even to the very end. The total victory we got, you can see, oh, we actually get to see the rest of the enemy units. So they did have like a battle tank here. It would have been kind of fun to try to approach their position, because it would have been very difficult to actually continue the attack. They did have a good number of things left. Oh, airborne infantry, that would have been fun. How accurate was my idea? Okay, yeah, so they did have infantry in this forest, which is, it was there, it was even in the fields, and we weren't spotting it. So that was supposed to be where these infantry were destined for. What they were destined to do is clear that northern area to allow our tanks to advance forward. We needed our main infantry probably to take this hill. It didn't end up needing to get all the way to that point. Zach Grobel says, I just got here and I have no idea what's going on. What happened is I just played a mission of... Oh, there's the neutrals. I just played a mission of Armored Brigade, and it was a blast. It was a blast because I annihilated the enemy. Total victory. The summary of which is here. So I still don't know... Okay, we lost 3 vehicles, which were all the M113s, and even one M113 survived. So look, but the 13 troops surviving... I didn't understand that. What are you... Okay, so there is a unit here with all those kind of things, and this unit here looks like it only has one dude left on the bottom left. This has like a whole bunch. So yeah, I think that... How many are in here? This unit, 4 plus 3, that's 7. This one's also 4 plus 3. If these are completely intact, that means that each of these is 7. So we have 6 dead from this, 1 out of 7 remaining, and then we lost 1 completely, which is another 7, and 6 plus 7 equals 13. There it is, mystery solved. We figured out where those 13 dead troops are. So each mechanized infantry, it should be a squad, 7 people, is 7 people. And we lost almost 2 full squads then, which is not good, but... Well, I mean, considering the losses on the other team, I think it's acceptable. We'll probably get a pass on it. So it's like, getting tongue-tied. Let me take a drink. Celebrate real fast. Okay, so we did it. The next step is to generate another mission. Let's try this again. What we could do is have some ultra-urban fight. Ultra-urban fight. Maybe I shouldn't go so insane, but let's try to find something where there's urban center in the middle, something like this maybe. It divides the map. By the way, I liked the size, the dimensions. I guess we can make it a little bit taller and even a little bit wider. So something like this. Red is off limits, so that's interesting. This is a lot of urban stuff. Might be too much. Starting to doubt myself. It's going to be hard to deal with. Let's do it. All right, here we go. All right, so what do we want to do this time? We can play as a different group. We can try the Finnish. Is Finnish Jaeger in the chat? I know he'd be happy if I chose the Finnish. Who else do we have? We have the Western German forces and the Eastern German forces. Somehow they still have higher training than the Soviet forces. Alright, people said Finland. It is Finland. It's time to play as the Finnish. You know what? If we're going to play as the Finnish, though, we owe it to ourselves, honestly, to play in Southeast Finland. So let's go ahead and grab some kind of urban... Oh, I like this. Some kind of urban environment. I think I'd like this if we just reverse the dimensions. So we can go like this, and then the town cuts our, combat zone in just right in the middle. This will give the Soviets some in the south and all. So let's actually make this into a realistic situation. The Soviets have invaded. This is somewhere in southeast Finland. Let's say that they came along this MSR, main service road. And then maybe they encountered some resistance. We pushed them off to the south of this town, and now they're trying to counterattack north. We're protecting our city, urban area to the northwest. So we'll put this little combat zone in here. We'll give them a little bit of urban to the southwest. What do you think? That's, good God, crazy. Right. This is just nuts. I don't even know what's going on here. We'll go ahead and run with it. I'm not going to second guess. I don't have too much time left in the stream even, so we gotta push. You know what we're going to do? We're also going to fight at dawn. Oh, because it's June, Finland has no nighttime. They only have... Oh, yeah, it's a slow increase. So we'll start at like 2,000. So this is going to be kind of cool. We'll start with low visibility, and the visibility will slowly get better. I like that. Let's make it autumn, which means it'll be very probably cool. Wind speed random, that's fine. Ground destruction. Is this a place which has been at war for a long time? Well, I don't know. I mean, we can kind of simulate it. The higher destruction rate, the more collapsed buildings and burnt forest. We'll go up to 10%. Let's just kind of take a look at what happens when we change these options, right? All right, air superiority, yes or no? Should I play with air? Just fair warning, if I play with air, like, I have absolutely no idea how it works. I myself have never done an air mission, so I think I'd prefer to not play with air. Let's just say that this is the first preview. I'm going to do more. I'm really enjoying Armored Brigade, extremely enjoying it. So let's say that let's keep the air superiority off until I really know what I'm doing there. Or I can allow the air, but I won't be able to take any. I would only be able to take AA. So I'll let the chat quickly respond about that. What are they going to do? Let's probably put them to mechanized in this case because it is infantry environment. So but there's also open plains south and north of the city. Heil Hooter says the setting autumn increased visibility to 2,700. Interesting. Even though the terrain is autumn, the month hasn't changed. We'll fight in July. This will give us a little bit more of a actual scaling, a very quick scaling of the winter. Okay, so terrain is summer, and they change that to warm. That's fine. You can do that. Learn live. Okay, everyone wants me to learn live. So we'll do air superiority balance, which means that the Soviets can take air. Good luck to us. That's all I can say. Wow, 3 objectives. So it thinks that we're somehow going to fight very squished west and east. We're not going to do that. We're going to take the north, and we're going to let the Soviets take the south. So it gave 3. I think 2 is probably... Whoops. I don't care about the victory points. Let's increase the victory points, though, so that it takes longer for our victory to come. But let's decrease the number of objectives. And can we randomize this once again? There. That's perfect. I like that a lot. Water varied. Fordable. Varied. Impassable. Frozen. Well, it's not frozen, so let's just say it's varied. This game has so many options. It's awesome. Let's decrease the dummy radius a little bit. This kind of forces the objectives to be a little bit more uniform for both sides. The dummy objective just means that your victory control location might be slightly different for the same objective than the Russian one or the opposition's. We'll do a meeting again. I haven't really done like the attack or advance or retreat thing, so I'll play around with those options more before we do another one. So 5,000 combat power seemed about right to me. It seemed like it wasn't too confined. It might have actually been slightly too many, but we'll just do the same thing. Manual, auto, mechanized. Sounds good to me. All right, so now... sorry. Restart? I beg your pardon? Is there not a back button? Ugh, are you kidding me? All right, well, this will take hopefully not much time. Give them a city. So right here, is that the one, or is it? Yeah, it was like right here. Something like this. I think that's right. Okay, looks about right. Okay, done. And the one thing I need to do is, this is fine. It looks like I kept most of my options. Okay, good, done. Here's still fine. Oh yeah, we have to set objectives down to 2. Oh yeah, north. Okay, that's also possible. I actually still like the other one better. No. Okay, yeah, we can run with that. That's okay with me. Oh yeah, and increase the victory points so that we can keep fighting a little bit longer, right? And this is where I need to make sure I do advanced, so we can do max settings, so give me full freedom of what I want to do. Let me just choose any options I want. Alright, so that's good. We'll maybe give the Russians a small advantage, 10%. Why not? Yeah, we'll do that. Probably, okay, 5%. Not much. They have air coming in. I've never fought air before, so I'm a little nervous. I'm so nervous. Okay, 5%. We'll stick with it. It's fine. So it's an additional challenge. Alright, so still dismounted scouts, yes. I don't think we'll choose any of the other ones. I don't think we want anything but dismounted scout sections. They work wonders. And if you lose one, well, then you should just have backups. We'll choose 4 this time. 3 worked well last time, but with the urban environment, we'll probably lose 1. Obviously, we're going to want a lot of infantry teams. Oh, we want flamethrowers. I want flamethrowers. So the best for us will be, oh my gosh, we're the Finnish Jaegers. Where is Finnish? Somebody tell him to get on. Finnish Jaegers. We are going to have a lot of Finnish Jaegers. How about 3 and a lot of HQs, which, I beg your pardon. Oh, the training's actually lower for anything which isn't a Jaeger. Okay, here's my HQs. So we have the submachine gun variant or the assault rifle variant. Well, I'll probably keep the... I mean, submachine gun is pretty nice for... Okay, let's just do 1 submachine gun as well. So we'll do 3 HQs. Now, we have spent 1,400 of our points. I don't know if we're going to go with armored. This is apparently like Soviet Finland. I didn't know that Finland used the T-72. It's going to be very cheap. That's the nice thing. The T-72, is it the best we have? It is. Yeah, I think we'll have to go with it then. We need something, right? We need some kind of tanks. Alright, so get 1 T-72, and mostly we'll probably have to work with what? Well, I mean, just remember, Tortuga, I'm speaking to myself. Dennis Avery, welcome. Jacob Martin says, give the Soviets some air. We did do that, but actually reminds me, so Finland doesn't have air. That's good to know. Okay, so we are just in the game of AA. Marksman, ooh, I like this. I like it a lot. I'm probably more likely to go with not super elite AAA, but maybe like reasonably good AAA. Actually, these are missiles? No, this is AAA. Yeah. I think I'm more likely to go with like good quality, but not amazing quality, because I'll probably want them in more locations for redundancy, also to better cover different areas. Of course, we could use the very common... I mean, this is pretty cheap as well. Recoilless rifles. I don't think we'll be using recoilless rifles, no. As cheap as they are. We have the ITO and the TO2. Huh, okay. Well, I believe we should go with the TO2s. This is basically borrowed from NATO. Finland appears to be like unsure of what it's trying to be, Eastern Bloc or NATO. So it has some this unit, some of that. No air force at all. That's kind of realistic. It feels like, if the Russians did invade, that they would just dominate the skies. It'd be up to Finland to just mount air to ground, ground to air defenses. So we have a tank. I mean, we could even get another. This is going to be insane if we get another tank company. No. I say no. We'll probably go with... We don't have a whole lot of options, though. 95 kilometers per hour. These are extremely fast. I like the Jaeger part of it. Finnish Jaeger is here. He's here. Finnish. We're playing as the Finnish with Jaegers. It's basically you. Okay. Let's solve this anti-air thing. I think what we'll do is go with... It's not too expensive. Let's go with one of these. Whoops, not two. And let's go with two of these. And... I can't tell the difference. Anti-aircraft missile, armor 4. Or anti-aircraft missile, ammo 4. What the hell is the difference? I mean, there's a significant difference in terms of cost. Interesting. We also have to make sure that if we were to play as these units, not all of them have radios, which means the secondary force, they really should be kept together, essentially is what that means. Because if they aren't kept together, they don't have radios. So a lot of these squads cannot operate on their own, function very well on their own, I should say. FWS Kungen says newer model, but yeah, I can't tell the difference between them though. There should be some kind of facts or numbers. Maybe this is still to be added. Again, a good time for me to remind everyone, including myself, that this game is a preview. It's been under development for 5-6 years, which is why it already looks very polished, but there's still some changes that will be made, I'm sure, before the November 15th release date. Alright, so I think we'll just go with... Ooh. Well, this is interesting. We'll have to get one of these, because it's 0 speed. It's just set it down and leave it alone, but it'll be good rear defense. So we'll have 2 units which we can bring north with us, and probably 2 units which stay where they were. The marksman maybe can advance forward if we are really doing well, or if we have some real issues. And these will just be like the forward deployed AAA. AAA in a pinch, we'll call them. Would be nice to get some kind of man pads. Let's just use one of these as well. I'm really, obviously, way worried about air, because I haven't fought it yet. So, looks like we're going to have room to go with more companies of Jaegers. By all means, let's go with another command team SMG then. So we'll have 4 of those total, 2 SMG, 2 normal. Tons of Jaeger companies. Tons. Lots of them. Oi Tortuga, following you since Rule the Ways with German Empire. Nice videos. Thanks, Darth. Welcome. High Hell Hooter says, get some MGs and mortars. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. More support stuff, basically. Well, let's get at least one of these TOW2s. We're up against mechanized. Yeah, it's very strange. It seems like we have access to... Okay, I have to go with the TOW2. Just have to. Let's get one of these. Whoops, not 2. Now we can get a machine gun team. A whole bunch. 3 of them, let's say. And we can deploy 1 howitzer. I've never used these before, so it's just... I don't really know how to use them. What is the range on these, I wonder? Is it just basically infinite? 122 millimeter howitzers versus heavy mortars versus medium mortars. Well, I think we'll just go with the howitzers. We have room for all of them, really. I guess I can sneak some heavy mortars forward as well. And then what? A Maxim machine gun? Bolt action rifles are... What era are we fighting in? Bolt action rifles? No, thank you. Guess we'll get another normal... Like, what the heck? How is this... I don't understand that at all. Okay, so we got our 6 points remaining. I'm not going to lose too much sleep about that. We ended up with 4 machine gun sections. 2 effectively, just 2 units of artillery. Lots of units of Jaeger companies. This is going to be a knockdown, drag-out war. Just get in there and get it done. Now, before I commit this to action, let's make sure that our Jaegers have laws. They have Apilas, A-P-I-L-A-S. I'm sure that's armor. It must be some kind of anti-tank. So all these smaller Jaeger squads have this. I think it's AT. We might not have enough AT. I might need to get rid of one of these Jaeger companies. We have 3. I can probably get rid of... I don't know if we actually need all those command teams. Let me get rid of this one and get another AT. Oh, I can't get the one I want. I need 305 for that. Good lord. Yeah, okay, so these Apilas teams, they are bazookas of some kind. Very, very cheap ones, apparently. So let's not, like... I just hope we don't face too much AT, but... we really don't have much in the way of AT. Wait, did we get a thing of tanks? Oh, okay, we have tanks. Forget it, we have tanks. Our tanks will deal with their tanks. That's what they'll be there specifically for that reason. So we'll probably get one more of these, but let's then focus on 14 points. Not a lot. There it is, heavy RCL sections. Get them. What are heavy RCL sections? Oh yeah, recoilless rifles. Yeah, right. I think we'll take our chances with the AT-4s, which are not AT-4s. I think that they're... Yeah, these are some kind of Russian AT-4, not the AT-4 that American soldiers use. Anti-tank rocket system. Finland loves RCLs. Yeah, well, I mean, they apparently like their bolt-action rifles, but it doesn't mean I'm going to agree with it. The Maxim machine gun teams are using bolt-action rifles. I think that that's a little bit outdated. Let's just make sure we have enough scouts. We have 4. We have 3 companies of Jaegers. Make that 5. Yeah, I like this. We're just going to commit because we don't have much time left, so let's just go ahead and get into the action. Hopefully we have enough of everything that we need. Okay, good. Let's say that this is stream first look number 2. I'll just say 2. Save. Stream quality, health is not great. I will play. All right. Here we are. We're next to Kovala, of course. Everyone knows Kovala, right? And we're going to be fighting over this section of the eastern part of the city. The city is pretty much split right down the middle. They do have access to 2 urban areas, which we don't. However, it's very forested. Oh man, this is just a disaster for... Dare I even look? Yeah, exactly. Line of sight is going to be a big, big, big issue. So I'm very, very glad that we brought AT. I mean, not a lot of tanks. We still brought a company, though, so maybe that was negligent on my part. Let's look at the ISO map and exaggerate it as much as possible. Okay, So maybe I exaggerate a little too much. This is actually enough like terrain variation that, wow, this is very fascinating. So it's a hill up to the top, and then it's looks like a downslope down from the city as well. Okay, so this is looking at it from the southeast corner. This is like a disaster. I have absolutely no idea how to deal with this. We're just going to charge forward, man. I don't know. Like, first of all, I hate to say this again, but we don't have. I don't have a lot of time left on the stream, but I think that our best strategy really is just to march forward and try to take objectives, hoping that we just overwhelm any. We're gonna have to react on our feet. Is what I'm thinking. So I need to look at the ISO map one more time, though. The only thing I do need to identify before we get going is places where I can deploy my AAA. So it looks like there's a stretch right here, maybe right on the forest line beyond the clearing. Probably something on this other hill. I mean, just, it's terrible, terrible. I don't know. I don't think it'll help to look at it from this side or this side. No, not really. Okay, so from the southeast again, looking northwest. This, yeah, we can see that there's going to be some options over here. So we'll probably deploy some kind of AAA right here, I would say, because it'll have some better visibility. Let's just look and see if my prediction of line of sight is it's not at all correct. Anywhere on this side of the road, I would think is going to be okay. It's just miserable. There's just no such thing as visibility. Well, that's going to make my life difficult. I have absolutely no idea where we can do. Okay, this is something. Getting somewhere. I assume just anywhere randomly is going to be, yeah. Oh, well, sometimes anywhere randomly will give you visibility. I wish there was a better way than just clicking everywhere. I don't have a real feel for what's going on with the terrain. Yeah, this is going to be something. Probably we put somebody here. Is it better or where? Actually, it's slightly better if we go further over here. Well, somewhat. This is going to be so tough. What I can do is kind of click here and see what areas are visible from the north. If I click on all these places, where is there any visibility in the north? I'm not seeing anything. Okay, there we go. So it's pretty far away. Let's try that again. What about right here then? It's not great. What about right here? Yeah, okay, this is definitely where one of my AT. I'm not even sure how I'm going to find anything. Okay, AT, there's my one of them. This is the guys that will be moving forward. Other ones will be moving forward. Okay, these guys are the emplacements? Yeah. So we'll put them like right here. Let's look at their visibility then. Pretty absolutely garbage. I regret this. I regret this unit. This unit is going to be not very helpful. So it'd be better off if I literally just shift them left like this. So you can shoot that way, you can shoot that way. No, I think I missed them by a little bit. Like this. Still pretty terrible. Okay, move left more. Let's try that. It's just so bad. I think I'm just gonna have to separate these guys and hope that they just do their job. Where else can I put them though? Probably something over here. I don't know if it's modeled, if it models the fact that you can see above the trees correctly. I mean, obviously airplanes are gonna fly and it's not quite the same, right? They're above the tree line. We should have much better visibility. So, okay, what about right here? Is this marsh? Bog. Well, that sounds absolutely horrible. Yeah, well, I guess we'll just put one right here. Okay. You are gonna separate. No. Just, can I separate you? Yes. Yes, good. Okay, what's your visibility? Pretty shitty, but well, yeah, you know, whatever. We're just not going to worry about it. Here's my marksman, which... Wait, are you guys not mounted? You are. Okay, good. So the marksman, I probably will just leave on this road. And I'll move them forward when I need them. Shoka, I'll get one of these guys over here. Yeah, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Alright, command teams, let's separate these guys up a little bit. Do I only have 3? You're right, I only got 3. The SMG one will be in the middle, let's say. Command team over here. Oops. Sorry. Losing control of my own mouse. You directly in the middle. And one on the far side as well. Okay, good. Let's keep the AT back. We mainly just want all my Jaeger companies now to line up, and I'm going to start getting all their formation spacing less. Okay. Another ATGM. We have Manpad. They'll come forward with me eventually, but let's get the next one. Decrease spacing, line up on the front. Okay, next. We have mortars. We'll just keep those guys up for the moment. Machine guns. I don't know what we're going to be doing. This is going to probably take more time than I have, unfortunately. Howitzers, yeah. Well, the howitzers can go anywhere, right? Like, echelon left. No, echelon right. Yeah, and just perfect. Stay in the forest. Machine guns. So we have another Finnish Jaeger, but this is a Jaeger company. Decrease spacing, line up on the front. Okay, decrease spacing, line up on the front. Had some kind of bug there. There we go. And there we go. We have our 4 Jaegers lined up nicely. So we can actually spread them out a little bit more. There we go. Front line is manned. Ready to charge forward. Tank company, that is just tough. If I could do it again, I would get rid of these guys for sure. I'd rather bring in just infinite infantry. And machine guns and ATGN. I mean, this is rough. This is just no place for a tank. Oh, man. Let's go for it anyways. Okay, also, I want to speed this up a little bit. Let's try to do that. What are you part of? Can we reattach you? Oh. Wait. We have 5? We do, of course. Alright, scrunch in. Make room. We got a 5th one. Where'd you go? Right here. So continue with line and do minus spacing and line up here. Something like that. Good enough. Okay, so we have a full front line, minimum spacing that's just going to advance forward. It is like a human wall. How do we support them, though? I don't even know how to do the scouting for this mission because it's going to be such a pain. Like, it's just very not clear, and I don't want to spend the time to go through every possibility, every possible place here. Okay, so we found one place. This is mandatory. Let's get somebody into this. So let's choose, I think the formation should be free by default. I think. No, it's not. And let's get you into there as well. And then reattach you. Okay, good. That one's done. Let's continue to look. Actually, so it looks like I actually, oh, that's decent too. Okay, this is reasonable. We have view over there, which is nice from that house. Okay, so we need somebody in this house. What's your visibility like from there? Okay, you can at least see the top of the hill, so we'll let it be. Reattach you. We need to set all of their SOPs to effective and hold so that they don't, you know, smoke generator. What? Yes, of course you smoke, but I don't know what that term means, so I'm not going to play with it. Okay, so we need 2 more over here somewhere, I presume. Oh, okay. Well, this is like a must, obviously. Oops. Okay, reattach. Good. So, really good visibility there. Not that great there. We probably can move that one. Oh, yeah. Well, let's move it. This one is not necessary. Let's get you. You'll be moved somewhere else. Okay, keep going. Keep looking at line of sight. Oh, something here. Right there, that house. That's where we want their next one. Oh, you can see this is the burned trees. Still offers some concealment and cover. Let's see if this guy has any... Yeah, he has some visibility. Good. So reattach. And free. And lastly, anything over here that provides decent line of sight. This is actually outside of the urban area, so we'll probably even back up. Oh, yes. Back up is just what I was starting to say. What about this? Yeah, so these two, we'll put them in these 2 buildings. So we have pretty good spacing. Not these both, they're all in pairs, and in that sense, they're not spaced well. But the pairs are at least spaced pretty well. It'll give us good vision along the front, I hope. All right, so those are, I think their SOP has all been established. Effective, hold. Okay, good. Then let's get all of these guys to have this order to move forward. I think we'll just move fast. You know what? We just want to get into town as quickly as possible. It might not work out well, but just go for it. Go for it. Just go as fast as you can. Looks like, it sounds like I have a potential issue in the background. And that is why we will have to end this thing very soon. Move fast. Get in here quickly. I feel like it's okay to move this far fast. Then we'll have to do another movement order. I probably should have done both movement orders immediately. So move fast here. And then actually I'm going to give a defend order here. So just let them, well, let's do advance to contact. Let's do advance to contact. No, yeah, actually advance to contact because we won't expect contact until about that point. So let's do that for everyone, advance to contact after that. A little bit further. Hell, I mean, if they are taking contact at this point, that means our scouts are practically overrun, which is not good, but contact, moving forward. Want these guys to get as far as possible. You guys move pretty much to the line. And you advance to contact probably like immediately, but we'll actually send these guys over the halfway point. Alright, so that is, those guys are all done. Left says that you're a leaf blower. Yeah, you know, it's 6 o'clock on a Saturday evening. It's about the normal time for everyone to start using their leaf blower. Don't really know any other way of thinking about it. How do we get our machine gunner? Where do we get our support machine gunners? That's probably the next thing we should decide, because we do have a few of them, right? We have 4 of these, I think, maybe. Let's get everyone else to back up. Just give me some space here to make a decision. Tanks included. I don't know what I'm going to do with those tanks. Gosh. I feel like those are a liability more than anything. Because the way victory conditions work, it's partly based on objective, but mostly based on how many units you're killing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. So we have 4. Let's look for like 4 natural locations. Probably think the natural locations are going to be exactly the scout locations. So it's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell these machine gunners to just move forward very quickly, fast, in a line with the respective scout troops. Because once they take those positions, they can machine gun from those are the ideal scouting points. So eventually we'll push our scouts further forward and we'll let our machine gunners take those positions. So to start though, we'll just move to the edge and then I'll give an advanced order. Let's move to this one, and then I'm going to get a control advanced order, which means don't do it quite yet here. So then I can just control click that and let them move whenever I want. You, I want over here. Who is this? What are you? Get out of here. Oh, that's my final placement. Okay, then never mind. You get priority. It's the final placement for my AAA. So fast to here, and we actually do want to hold this objective, so I might let one of these machine gunners just hold this big church. Seems to make sense to me. Advance to here. And actually, let's delete that last one. And let's just do a defend here. So defend, take up good positions. I'll let you determine what that means. Okay, we also have this unit, which is going to move fast to here. And then probably defend here. So we have, I assume, decent line of sight and nearby surroundings. Oh yeah, that's really good. They might even just stay there. Okay, and last but not least, this other machine gun group, which is going to move forward fast as far as it can. Actually, let's delete that. I'm going to move fast forward to here and get in one of these buildings, assuming that these buildings have good line of sight. Yeah, good. So then just defend here. Okay, good. Alright, so that's the machine gunners. Now let's get our AT moving up. Oh man, I might... oh gosh, I might have to go help my wife in a moment if we still have this child rebellion on our hands. Manpad. Howitzers. Oh, I wanted to leave them here. That's fine. Howitzers stay. I have heavy mortars, which should probably move up. Let's keep them in the city, which will be good protection for them. Also, we may need to end up shelling this area. Yeah. Okay, so let's have the heavy mortars move up in this path. Let's move them up quickly. Oh, wait. On-map artillery. Something came up. Help me. I wish I hadn't canceled it. How do I undo this? I can just pretend I've never selected you before now. What is it? What does it mean? I missed it. I don't know what it said. Okay, well, I don't know how to get it back, but it was telling me something. Probably something about this artillery here. Artillery menu designate targets for off target. I don't think we're going to use our artillery. I just don't have time, which means it was probably a mistake to bring it, but we'll wing it. Can't be that difficult, can it? Seems like a natural thing to set up around here. So move there, and then we'll set up. You're staying there. Command we'll get to in a second. We have AT. AT should probably move up. Well, just one on the right, one on the left. How many do we have? TOE2's on the right. I like that because we should secure the city area faster. They'll be less threatened. This will be more close range. Okay. Where do the tanks go then? This is the last question. This is such a tough question. Like, there's a little bit of open area here. Probably they're used on the left. What I'm going to do is push them all to the left, and then just detach a few of them to move to the right. 7, 8. Okay, so 7 and 8 I'm going to take off and use on the right, where I have already, thankfully, a TOE2. But the rest of them are going to advance, and we're going to put them into a wedge. With small spacing, so hopefully they support each other. Hold hands, everyone have a battle buddy. Okay, so now the HQ is going to move fast here. Actually, delete that. I think I'm going to hedge my bets a little bit. Move fast here. The other HQ is going to do something similar. Doesn't have to move as far to get to a house, which is nice, but to move fast like here. Let's move him fast here. It's a bit far, but... And then the submachine gun one. Start forward. And let's move you fast to here. Okay, good. It would be nice, basically, when you have so many units like this, if there was a little more automation, but I'm even just giving commands to, like, full companies. It's still taking a long time. Alright, so now we have the 2 AA. These guys are going to be reservists. We are going to keep them mostly in reserve. So I'm going to have them just advance to contact, which means if you find an aircraft, please stop and blow it up. And you know what? I think the way we have to do this is like this, along this road. Let's put them in line formation, column formation, I mean. Line them up with this road and have them move onto it. Oops. Advance to contact onto this road. The other one will still be hidden in the forest, but the one was going to be like on the road, hopefully scouting, shooting down, whatever. Now we have another. Yep, they're going to go over to the right. I want to turn on free form for most of these guys, actually. Formation is free. Okay, so you're going to move. Let's do this way. Attach. Move you. I'm losing my voice just to try to narrate all the action we need to do. Let's move them here. No, advance to contact. Here. Looks good to me. Yeah, so Lightning says watch the AI not bring any planes. Yeah, of course, it can happen in any engagement that you have to be well-rounded. Obviously, there's bringing AA if there's no air is far better in terms of bad things than not bringing AA and there being planes. So you have to bring it. Because the ATGMs, let's get these guys into position as well. Gonna move them up probably here. They can move fast to like the edge. I might even hold them. So advance to here. And then another advance order to like here, I think. But with control. So don't do that immediately. I'll just wait. So we'll eventually give that command. My god, there's so much to do. The man-pads. Okay, the man-pads are going to move in the forest. That makes more sense to me. So just move fast. Just have them park in this. Defend here. Okay, good. The tanks, what are they going to do? I think we just kind of sit with them. Just going to have them advance to contact. We'll hold them on like the... Okay, so I actually need to set their formation to line for this though. That way I can move them to contact here. I think that they'll actually mess up their line unless I redo this. So do advance to contact here and then here. So they'll just wait on this little area. Their formation I now need to set to free though, so that they can do whatever they want to get to there. That means that I don't have tanks moving through buildings if they think they need to. All right, we'll keep them there, and then the other two tanks. Yes, you guys just have one. I think one obviously should move up this road. They probably should support each other. So let's have them move like here. Perfect. Great. Are we all set? I hope so. All right, very good. So I think artillery, I have to set up these whatever zones or whatever. Oh, here they are. Target reference points. All artillery target reference points must be placed in the setup phase before starting the battle. Target reference points make the off-map artillery respond faster. Artillery delivered mines need to have a special TRP. We don't have any. I don't think we have any artillery, so this doesn't matter. Hooray! So we can just use normal artillery. Okay, so that means the howitzers and stuff was not a bad thing. Okay, so here we go. Satan says, bad tactic, use them to support your infantry. Of course, he's referring to the tanks. Yeah, they're being used to support my infantry. I'm leaving them in the reserve on the very outskirts of the urban center. I don't know where the enemy armor is going to come from, if they have any. So I suspect if we can push through the city, if our forces are superior and we punch a hole, if we are able to gobble this area up, what I'm going to do is then push the tanks forward on the left-hand side, which is why the majority of them are there, because this is more open terrain. Seems more friendly to tanks. But I have a couple that just to hold this, like, are these buildings or... Yeah, they are. So a bunch of warehouse buildings. So we have a couple tanks on this side just in case a huge tank counterattack we face. I don't know why I'm speaking like Yoda. We can put them on like some road so that as soon as the tanks... enemy tanks make an appearance, we just immediately shoot them. So, all right, I am done talking. My goodness, I'm ready to begin. I'm sure everyone else is. So let me take a drink and start. I think that was like 45 minutes of setup. Say what? I don't know what you're doing, but is the TOTU ATGM not able to move? Because if that's the case, I would rather... Oh dear. Enemy. Oh my god. Okay, alright. Get ready, marksman. I didn't move you at all, but hopefully you can just eliminate this. Oh, it's a MiG-8. Oh my god, they're moving beyond our forces. Okay, well, this is interesting. And we have a P. Oh god. Ah! It's all going to hell. Let's get these guys out of line formation, just free formation. Not good. Not good at all. Can we bombard? New mission. I don't know how to use howitzers. Okay, well, it's a good thing we did bring helicopter anti-air. Scouts might all soon be dead. I have given them these orders, right, to hold on hard targets. So these guys won't engage the P-76s, which apparently haven't spotted them yet. So we're just kind of noticing where they're going while our troops advance. Somebody is shouting at me. Satan. Shouting, I say. Shouting. To use the fire command. There is no fire command. I think... I mean, I see no fire command, but there is a fire for effect button here. Okay, it's not, doesn't do anything. I'm imagining it's this, but we can't do anything. We have a variable. So this is for off-map artillery. It's not that. Ah, okay, great. So I've been told to right-click, and they have a fire command. Aha! HE. Well, this is great. I actually don't want to use it now because they're moving, and it's going to be very difficult to hit them. Like, very, very difficult. I don't know how to lead these targets. I don't have a concept of travel time. Probably like 30 seconds. These guys are going to be God knows where at that point. I would like to artillery the... it'd be great if I could artillery the helicopters, which apparently you can do in Wargame. But, yeah, we're going to let these guys advance. Let the scouts go. They'll meet up with... I mean, they'll meet their own unhappy end, I think, pretty soon. And it's great. I'm actually able to spot them. We're relaying on the radio back this information. Oh, God. Somebody's immobilized. What the hell? Holy cow, they got there fast. Holy cow. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, so they have enough of these guys. Dennis says put a test round there. That's really not a bad idea. So can I do... Yeah. One... Let's see what happens. I don't want them to use their... We do one round. I'm going to be very upset if these guys actually cannot move. I mean, the visibility is not terrible, but it's... I mean, obviously, it's just... It'd be a waste. So we were able to kill a BRDM too. Okay, not bad. Still adjusting. Wait, no, resume. I don't know why I paused. Didn't mean to. This is exciting. And look, our infantry's moving. We'll go a little bit faster for a bit. Ah, another one. Heat. Wow. Ready to fire. Oh, are they firing? Be a good time to do it. More rotary wing aircraft spotted. This is... oh gosh. We're going to have some problems here. I am very, very... Okay, by the way, ready. Okay, fire. Just fire. Can you fire? What do I have to do to tell them to fire? Because now would be an excellent, excellent time to fire. Okay, let's do fire for effect, which is what Satan said. Satan, you know this game so well, thank you. Another recon was destroyed. We are doing excellent so far. No casualties at all. Besides the immobilized units. Oh, okay, there's a hit. Are they firing HE? I did HE, right? Wow, their accuracy is beyond even the box that they claim. Okay, let's hold fire after the next round. Okay, good. So that's good. We have lots of helicopters. That's terrifying. I don't think we have enough AAA. So, yeah, who knows? Pretty good that we are actually able to get some rounds in here. Maybe shake these troops up a bit. So, see what happens. Moving forward, slowly moving forward. Approaching the city on the east side. Our first forces are actually getting in there. Look at them run. Bottom left-hand corner. Look at those guys go. They're hustling. 4 kilometers per hour. That's not very fast. Satan says repeated bombardment kicks up smoke. It's good to know. We don't need to kick up smoke right now, but yeah, I imagine it would. Ah! Okay, so our AAA just destroyed... Okay, our AAA just destroyed a recon vehicle. Oh, very nice. Oh, we're just doing so well so far. Oh god! Oh god! Engage! What are you doing? Okay, we're now turning to engage. No, they're retreating. Are we not advancing to contact? Maybe that was my fault. Yeah, we're moving fast right now. I think we damaged it though. There we go, got it. Whew, took a little bit there. These PT-76s kind of messing up my day. I mean, we were able to kill a lot of them first. But ammunition cooking off. Alright, so far so good. I don't think we lost any units. Oh, just kidding. We did lose one, that's right. A few taking fire, but most of it has been a successful charge. Our units are starting to get into position. Their units are moving up. Oh, wow. Wow, wow. Our machine gun team is actually taking fire from long distance, over a kilometer away. But that's not too far for a MiG. I mean, this is a Hind. Just really wish we had any kind of AAA that would get the job done here. Like, we need you guys to move. And I don't know what you guys are doing, but, well, I guess I forgot to give you orders, but just go ahead and advance fast. There we go. I could smoke this location with my own group. Okay, let's... I thought these guys are in the process of moving forward. No? Well, can you advance then? Make me happy. What is going on? You are immobilized indefinitely? Please don't tell me, like, that's indefinite. It is. Oh my gosh. Damn you, Finland. Your terrible terrain. Should be working as an advantage if they are also having the same problems, but... Alright, let's go back to fast. Wait for my infantry to hit the city. But basically, the plan is already... It's out of our hands. We know what we're trying to do. Medium team immobilized. Immobilized, under fire. They took some shots or something and now they're immobilized. Okay, well, I don't know what to do with the immobilized teams, but Satan says should have smoked along your entire line of advance. That's actually a huge smoke screen. I think that's... I mean, okay, ideally, sure, it would be great, but I think that's quite... You know, to smoke an entire front, we didn't bring enough artillery for that. Our troops are basically getting where we need them to get. Okay, you guys need to displace. Just get out of there. Alright, destroyed a BMP-2. Wow, we had some action going on I was not aware of. Another BMP-2. Got him. Woo! We're doing work. Okay, facing some fire here. It's an infantry squad, but we have lots of infantry. Should be able to take care of these guys. Yep, they're down. Dennis says hit their big group with artillery. As soon as I can identify a big group, I will. Is this motorized artillery? Oh yeah, self-propelled mortar. Okay. That's going to be fun. Very close. Look at this engagement range is just... We're waiting for them to be on the street right outside of the forest. And this guy does have AT. Got him. Amazing. Doing extremely well so far. I don't know what's going on with this group. I'm going to tell them to advance to contact. The mortar is driving to you. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why they didn't set up and actually start mortaring me. Seems like that's what they should do. Our tanks have survived the charge so far. I don't know what's going on with these guys. And you know what? Our scout team survived in the end. Wow. We're getting spotted from a long ways away. Let's go ahead and set a defend icon here. These guys. Scouts will leave there. Okay, pop smoke. I think they already did, but let's just do it again. So we can't really move here. We got too many tanks, which is going to be fine when our tanks get into the action, but for now it seems like a problem. I got some more action going on here. We're going to run out of ammunition for those tanks pretty soon if we're not careful. And we don't have any anti-tank because our stupid TOW-2s can't move. I think. Maybe. Oh, they're moving. Yes. At last. I don't know what was going on. Might have been that like temporary immobilization thing. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. You have no AT. Alright, well, don't engage the AT if you don't have it. You don't either. You don't either. My god. Okay. Kill this thing. Yeah. Okay, good. So this should work. Come on, just hold another 20 seconds. Pop smoke. Oh, he's dead. Get him, get him, get him. Yes! Hooray! Alright, that worked. Let's reattach this guy to the group. So I can move all of them forward. Wow, another one. Oh god, we're literally running out of AT. Well, there is one solution to this. Move our tanks forward. I think it's time. Advance to contact. Oh my god. There's so much armor going this way. They're gonna meet some more Jaeger squads in a moment, but we're definitely losing infantry. We're weak in the middle, so let's support. I guess I can use Shokas as makeshift AA or something. Probably not. Mortars. What are you guys doing? Mortars really aren't going to do much against those guys. I am bringing in my armor. That's honestly what I need to do. Just move them. Get out. Oh, we killed him. Holy cow. Wow. We're doing it. A little bit more. A little bit more. Uh-oh. Behind enemy lines. Wow, we got it. But we have a tank behind enemy lines, which is not good. Oh, wait, we're engaging now. Got it. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. So far, just really good luck. Since we haven't used artillery much, let's use our troops here. We'll support our troops, basically. So this armored group. So I need this infantry. They're suppressed, it looks like, but... You guys open up yet? Adjusting still? What is this? AT. Oh, crap. Good. And then we'll suppress it, which is very important. Another tracked vehicle. T-64. Engage, engage, engage! Gun! Alright. I mean, we're doing extremely well. You can see from the victory. Okay, we're firing HE in there. Fantastic. Fire for effect. They're moving. So we're doing okay there. I need you guys, as soon as you're done being suppressed, to actually move forward, but... Okay, so let's get you guys to defend here. Slowly move on forward. I think that this unit can stop. Wait for a few more. Okay, and we have a unit retreating. Oh yeah, we're having some problems here. It's a little bit too close for fire support, I think. I think we're doing okay. I mean, we have 2 units engaging them. And they're not even returning fire anymore, which means they're probably just suppressed all hell. Let's first get this Jaeger company to move forward. I think we can aggressively move forward to defend this area. And maybe get the HQ into this building. Next up will be this one, but not yet. Yeah, enemy troops destroyed. I mean, we probably just need to move forward now. Let's go ahead and do the big, massive push. I really wanted to kill these 2 helicopters, though. Like, what does it take to kill a helicopter here? Useless. All right, let's move these guys. Maybe, let's say scout, so advance cautiously to contact. Just have them do that. Yeah, because this is happening. Oh, this is perfect. Now it's time for us to use our artillery. Okay. Make your adjustments and open fire. Hold fire. I mean, they're basically just... I kind of want them to shoot because they'll pin down these guys and then the artillery's going to come. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that just because I think we're okay. We're going to win. We don't need those scouts anymore. Oh, okay. There it is. All right, so we deployed 444 troops, lost 78, 1 routed. They actually also lost exactly 78. So troop-wise, it was about even, but the big story of the day is in terms of vehicles. We deployed 15, we lost 0. They deployed 41 and they lost 30. It's just incredible. We also deployed 8 aircraft and we weren't able to bring down any of them. I'll have to figure it out. Okay, so I think that's it for today. This is going to wrap up the stream. Heck of a time. 2.5 hours of mostly figuring out how to deploy units correctly. As I said, this was my first look. I had only played 2 missions before this. What you can expect is more of the same. Let's actually do some more Armored Brigade. But let me come back more familiar with aircraft. And let's do... I have this idea to do like a 3-mission series. I wanted the first one to be a defense one, where I pretend to take... I'm going to take control of the West German forces against the Soviets. Or maybe maybe the East German forces. Who knows? Treat it as like a 1980s era invasion of Europe from the Eastern Bloc. And then we can do a meeting battle in the middle when the tide's beginning to turn. And then after that, we can do one more mission, which will be the Americans, or maybe the British. That would be fun. Let's do it as the British, perhaps, as a counteroffensive, and that'll be an advanced mission. So we can do all 3. We can do the defend mission type. We can do a meeting, normal neutral battle as a second battle. And the third one will be our pushing the Russians back. But that's going to conclude this stream. Oh wow, the captain's contributed some amount of money, which I'm not for sure, not exactly sure what SEK is, but I mean, no contribution is necessary, and any contribution is much appreciated. So thank you. Anyway, so that's my idea. Let's just do this. The captain, by the way, he says, cheers for the stream. It was enjoyable. I hope so. And I would say that this game is coming out. I don't know what's going to be valued at. Probably like 30. It feels like one of those games which is going to give a lot of replayability. You know what? Every now and then, there's like these like impulses that come to me. Maybe you're the same way, where you read about something or you start imagining some scenario in World War III type scenario, modern conflict. And it's fun to run into a game and simulate that to kind of like give you an outlet for your imaginative faculties. Like, okay, I imagine this scenario. Let me actually play it. Let's see what would happen. And Armored Brigade is going to be just perfect for that. You'll be able to create all these new missions. You generate it any way you want with the terrain you envisioned, because there's so many different options here with the maps. So my this game immediately gets a recommendation from me. I mean, I don't like to recommend or not recommend. I just like to say that I enjoy it, and I would recommend it to people who, if you like the command ops, if you like the combat missions, this is going to be a very similar game. It's a good war game, has a good game manual, as I mentioned. So yeah, so that's it. For those of you who don't know, I do have a Discord. It should be linked in the video description. Feel free to jump on. We're in an Arma 3 kick right now, but I know Letherington's going to persuade us to do some kind of Paradox Grand Strategy game pretty soon. So there's always that. There's a lot of people who enjoy wargaming there. I don't have a link to it, but there's also a Strategy Wargamer Discord. As I said, I don't have a link to that immediately. But there's some Discords where it's kind of like people enjoy talking on forums, the Matrix Games forum. I was contributing a lot to their Advanced Tactics Gold forum for a while, but lately, I check it still like once a month. But it's a community, right? It's fun to find communities of people who are like-minded, and I think that we have something like that going on my Discord, if I may be so bold as to say that. So, anyways, thanks for watching. I really appreciate having you all along for the stream, and we'll catch you for the next one, whenever that is. Until then, take care.